there are different epochs through which the ANC goes through, and I think it's wrong to compare the current epoch which the ANC going through with the past epochs, because they're not the same. It's unscientific. You can compare the ANC under Oliver Tambo with the ANC under President Zuma. It's unfair. President Oliver Tambo knew nothing about governance. There was no PFMA. There was no public protector. There was no constitution to abide by under Oliver Tambo. You can also compare the presidency under Nelson Mandela, where the country was going through reconciliation and nation building. You can't compare it with now. That's where I want to start. And I don't agree with people who are doing those comparisons. They are unscientific. We are not saying people must not make reference to them. They are important historical points of reference. But you can't compare apples with bananas. It's unfair. That's one. Two, we must look at the state of the ANC under the current conjuncture and not look at historical conjunctures. No, we shouldn't do that. The African National Congress currently is facing a huge onslaught from imperialist enemies. These imperialist enemies, one of the things they want to do, not only in South Africa, but in Africa, is to control the minerals, is to control the commanding heights of the economy, be they banker. Who control the banks in this country? It's white people. So if you come closer to the banks and you say anything about them, London stands up and America jumps. There's nothing you can do. And so that's what the ANC is dealing with now. And some of our leaders are serving in the boards of these banks. Rightfully so. They're not breaking any law. But they're the board of directors. Now, how can they not protect their own interests? If you serve in the board of Standard Bank as a non-executive and so on, you are likely going to protect your interests, and you are likely going to use your position in the African National Congress or in government to protect your interests. And you will have to find ways of creating an impression that there is a crisis. When there is no crisis, when actually the issue is your interests. I mean, some of these people who are making noise in South Africa are serving in the big mining companies whose headquarters in London. So the interests are very clear. It's to protect the interest and not change the balance of forces economically. That's what the ANC is facing. All these other noises about President Zuma that, and so on, it's a diversion. People want to divert us from the crux of the matter. And the crux of the matter is that the economy of this country is still in white hands.